Well, hello, everybody. Happy Saturday to y'all, and welcome to Starry Tarot. My name is Sophie, and I am your family tarot reader for this evening. If you are new here, welcome and thank you for being here. Thank you for your subscription. If you are returning, welcome back and good to see you. Just a heads up to everyone. There is still not able to accept Cash App. Hopefully it'll be back up by Monday. But yeah, no Cash App tonight, everybody. But I do accept Venmo, PayPal, and SuperChat. Right. And I'm going to summon Nightbot to the chat as well, my dutiful AI moderator. And today I am using the, for those of you who are into RuPaul's Drag Race or any kind of drag at all, or just good illustration, good ass illustration. This is the Fortune Queens Volume 1 Tarot deck by Vanya Cristiani. We love him. I also have his RuPaul's Fortune Queens Volume 2 as well. And he recently came out with a Mean Girls tarot deck, which I'm really interested in as well. So I can answer any questions that you may have, with the single exception of I cannot or I will not read legal or medical questions. I cannot for my own legal protection, but other than that, I can answer any other question that you may have. I am also a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who have passed on. I do ask if that is something you are interested in. I do ask that we check in beforehand to make sure that the person is, that I'm able to contact them and, well, just that's it. That I'm able to get into contact with them and that they are willing and wanting to contact with me. I can get into contact with majority of folks who have passed on. The exception of those who have passed on really, really recently, like I'm talking in the past few weeks. So, and there have been exceptions. Or those who have passed on a long, long time ago and who may have reincarnated at this point in time. And it also doesn't cost anything for me to check in if that is something, if you are interested in a mediumship reading, if that is something that you are indeed interested in. I don't charge to check in with spirit to make sure that the person you are trying to communicate with is available for communication. I simply check, and it takes about 2-3 minutes or so. And we proceed if you want to, and we don't if you don't want to proceed. It's up to you. But yeah, that is all I ask if that is something that you are indeed interested in. I also offer I do past life regression readings. Speaking of reincarnation, I briefly mentioned it just a moment ago. I do past life regression readings in which we can ask and check in about any particular past life of yours that you feel would be helpful in any particular way. The way I have found to be a very effective method of regression is simply asking your guides to illustrate a past life of yours that they feel is most relevant to your current life's journey right now, the obstacles that you may be faced with, that you may have been faced with in the past as well, and have an intuitive method or way of navigating them. And sometimes eliminate that as well. I do not believe in the whole twin flame thing. However, I am definitely a romantic. I definitely believe in love for sure. And I believe in soulmates. I do believe that there are contractual binds that we have with other people in our lives. And there are soul binds that we have with people in our lives. And I also offer speaking of which, I offer a soulmate confirmation reading. I can check to see if someone who you're currently interested in your life, or who's currently in your life, was indeed or is indeed a soulmate of yours in this life, or if you had a past life with them. Sometimes it's usually both. If someone is a soulmate of yours, it usually means you've had a past life with them. Hey Chris, how are you doing, my guy? Good to see you. Happy Saturday to you. I don't know why I was warm just a moment ago. Now my hands and nose just got really cold. There's no sound. There should be sound. It says there's sound on my end. I was gonna say, you're freaking me out, man. Yeah, no, there's sound. Okay, headphones are off. Okay. That would have been quite embarrassing if I was just... I've done that in the past. That has happened in the past. Yeah, so soulmate confirmation readings. I also, part of that, part of the soulmate confirmation reading, I check in with your spirit guides to see, if you're curious, to see how they feel about the person who you are interested in asking about. Oh no, you're all good, Chris. No, thank you for, it may have been the other way, who knows. But yeah, it also is a way to check in with your spirit guides to see, really whether they give their blessing or not on the connection itself. Sometimes even the person themselves, but I usually just ask about the connection. What else? I also always offer private readings. I offer, of course, one-on-one readings via Zoom, via appointment only. And those are very, very thorough. You're able to see the cards, and we're able to just talk one-on-one. So you can give me all the backstory you need to, all the context, etc. That is necessary. And there is no time limit other than, your time constraints and your schedule in mind as well, for the amount of time that we allot. If I do have time permitted and you have time permitted, I have definitely added on to people's private readings if need be. Like I said, if time allows for both of us, or we can always schedule for another reading to get to more clarity if that's what you need. But we can usually get to the bottom of things in one sesh. And I also offer another type of private reading. It's just more for matters of discretion, as opposed to one-on-one. Because the point of the one-on-one readings is getting in depth. Yeah, you should, Chris. Yeah, and you've had one before, so you know that's what it's all about with those. It's just like getting as much backstory as you want to give me, and just getting as in depth as possible. And there's no limit to how many cards we pull or how many questions we ask. Whereas with the other private readings, they're basically no additional donation amount as they are on here. And I offer those over on Instagram and typed over by email. And yeah, I do those basically just if you're looking for discretion. If you have some privacy issues that you need to have respected, then that is always an option as well. But it's also not the in-depth option. Well, you can have an in-depth reading that's 15 cards, 15 minutes, but it's not the one-on-one effect that I offer, the one-on-one experience. Why does everything seem like not symmetrical this evening? I don't know why that is, but And if you are watching this live stream, please be a friend and remember to click the like button. It really, really helps me out. Thank you. Dear Lord, I got something in me eye earlier. I think I did. It feels like I did. And it's irritating me, and I can't see it. Don't know what it is. And it's like coming and going, and it's really bothersome. It's precisely why I can't wear contact lenses anymore. Also, I should probably mention, because I don't think I have it really written down anywhere in the informationals on my live stream, but I do have quite a vast selection of oracle cards as well. I don't just read tarot, I also have oracle cards. I can use oracle cards for any question that anyone has. If you would prefer oracle cards anytime over tarot cards, I'm happy to offer you my selection, or pick a deck that you would like me to choose for you. But I always forget to mention that I have them. I usually offer them if someone comes to me with a question of like what blessings do I have to look forward to. I tend to feel more drawn to go to the oracle decks, as tarot can just be a little I don't want to say harsh because, I mean, but the truth is harsh, but like tarot's not really here to tell us what blessings are coming towards. It's more here to tell us like what to look out for soon. Whereas with oracles, regardless of whether there's blockages, and that's the thing, if we have blockages preventing us from receiving certain blessings, tarot will definitely let us know. Oracle will too, but I feel like Oracle just has a softer way of maybe presenting it sometimes. So if you're looking for the softer side of seers, that would definitely be a better option if you are interested. Again, also, I'm happy to use oracle cards for any question someone may have. I feel like it is better for certain types of questions rather than others. But it is also entirely up to you, the querent, as well. You've been doing some energy work. It's been interesting. Oh, what kind of energy work have you been doing, Chris? I got acupuncture done last Friday. That's energy work. I believe I have I think I have my follow-up appointment next Friday, I want to say. Like candles. I didn't know candles could be used for energy work, but I suppose anything really can, huh? Are they used in a specific manner or something? Okay. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, they're used for a lot of spell work as well, and yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, I mean, I use them for religious practices too. So yeah, no, candles for sure used for energy work and spiritual work, religious work. Yeah. I've used definitely used them for spiritual work and such. I've never thought of that as energy work, but it really is. Yeah, totally. You had a 96-hour candle disappear in less than 24 hours. I don't know how. I was going to say okay, so I'll like get something called a yahrzeit candle when I'm still like when I'm commemorating the anniversary of somebody's passing, and it's supposed to burn for I believe 48 hours, and I've had them like it's if it burned it that quickly. Have you used that brand of candle before? I would honestly, in my first, I guess the little scientist in me would just be like, wait a sec. Was that really 96 hours worth or was that 24 hours worth, you know? And sometimes because sometimes I do wonder about that, certain candle companies, how effective they are. And sometimes I'll buy a candle and it worked like like the candle company, like, yeah, it'll be like, you know, about 24 hours and then it'll be like 23 or 22 or something. But I've never had that big of a disparagement. That's a huge time disparagement. He had a smaller one, 35 hours, and it was fine from the same company. Well, that's what I'm wondering is if they're trying to sell more hours in the candle and they're not putting as much like wax in the candle or something. I'm not because I mean I don't know what would cause a candle to burn faster than normal unless you noticed it was burning faster than normal. Did it seem like it was burning really quickly or something? I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. So I just kind of started leaking wax everywhere. Huh. I know that happened to me, like, there was like a good, like, 15-hour difference with a candle that it was supposed to have. And, like, it was supposed to be used for a certain amount of time, burned for a certain amount of time, continuously, which always freaks me out a little bit. You know, I have to sleep with it burning and have to sleep with it safely. Um, and, yeah, the times when I've noticed it burn or when it like doesn't last as long as it's supposed to is when I've noticed it like melting on the sides or like you had three going at the same time. Be careful, Chris. I mean, not like I don't trust you to be careful, but it's always, you know, fire safety is always important. Hey, Deb, how are you, girl? Happy Saturday. And they all spilt on the side and merged together. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've definitely. I mean, and now I'm thinking like Hanukkah candles too. Like they'll definitely. I'll have ones that like. Well, some nights they'll like merge together. Like sometimes they'll like burn in interesting patterns and stuff. You are fine. That's good to hear, Deb. Good to hear. I have been so tired lately. I was so tired yesterday. Um, yeah, I had a couple nights of insomnia this week. A couple of Nine of Swords evenings. I've only been sleeping like 4 hours a night recently. It's been annoying. I wake up and can't get back to sleep. I know that. I know that, Chris. That's my problem, man. Is that I'm able to fall asleep. I'll fall asleep and then I wake up like 4 hours later, can't go back to bed. Also depends on the hours I fall asleep. If I go to sleep at a reasonable hour and I know I don't have work the next morning, then I sleep like I can sleep forever. If I know I have work the next morning, I often wake up too early or I can't sleep at all. That sucks too. But especially if I wake up and I know I have work in the morning, it's like almost impossible to get back to sleep. Or if I go to bed way too late and then I wake up and it's already like light out, it can be hard to fall asleep. And or if I have tons of stuff to do that day. I am definitely a night owl. I try to be when I can. I do all my work at night mostly. I try to. You know, I told you the other week I don't dream. Oh, yeah, you don't dream. Yeah. Wait, have you dreamed? Did you have a dream recently? You had one the other night. It was not nice. Wait, you had your first dream in like a while? Wait, when was the last time you remember having a dream? Other than this time. Baby. Like early 2024. Damn. Well, I'm sorry it wasn't a good dream. Maybe it's like, when I told you like I like scream and shout and have Tourette's in my dreams and I never have recollections of having any nightmares. I think my brain like clears my brain of all the bad dreams I have most of the time. I think that's what's happening with you possibly too. Do you think? Because it is actually I do remember my dream from last night, or I did remember it come the morn. But I vaguely remember aspects of my dream last night actually, like places I was and stuff. They weren't actual places, maybe they were, I don't know. Um, they were like definitely places in my dream. Um, but yeah, no, it was interesting. Felicia, thank you so much for your donation, love. Felicia, I'm having an issue with Cash App. I can't accept Cash App tonight. It is indefinitely not working for me since I had my wallet stolen, unfortunately. But PayPal is working, as is Venmo. I'm going to refund you your Cash App, Felicia. And if you still wanted to get a reading, which I would love to read for you, I dear, does okay, no problem. And we just received a donation as well from Miss Nadia. Let me quickly refund Miss Felicia here. And sorry about that. Hopefully we'll be back on track with Cash App come Monday. Thank you, Felicia, and thank you, Miss Nadia. Thank you so much, ladies, for your donations. Let's go ahead and get this queue fired up. Miss Felicia, thank you so much, love. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. Oh, actually, thank you so much. You donated for 2 questions, Miss Felicia. All right. So please go ahead and post your first question. Thank you. I wish I could get into my Cash App account, Deb. I've got money in my Cash App account. I've been calling them. I called them. I've talked to them online. I've called my bank about this. There's been no problem with my PayPal, no problem with my Venmo. But I have money in my Cash App that they won't even let me transfer. It's a big problem. So that's why I'm just like, I don't know if I can accept, like, until I can transfer that money, I'm like, I don't know. I had been out with my sister and her friend was giving us a lift home. Sister was in front, I was in the back, had to stop for petrol, filled up, went and paid, then came back out and waited past the car, pulled a clicker out and turned around and said, I'm sorry, and pressed the clicker, hit the car on fire. I managed to get her out, but I couldn't get my sister out. Her window wouldn't smash and the doors wouldn't open. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's a horrible dream. I'm so sorry, Chris. Does LW want to talk with me? Okay, let's see. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. Does LW want to talk with Felicia? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. Does LW want to talk with Felicia? Masters and Spirit Guides. Does LW want to talk with Felicia? Masters and Spirit Guides. Does LW want to talk with Felicia? Masters and Spirit Guides, does LW want to talk with Felicia? Masters and Spirit Guides, does LW want to talk with Felicia? Masters and Spirit Guides, does LW want to talk with Felicia? Masters and Spirit Guides, does LW want to talk with Felicia? Masters and Spirit Guides, does LW want to talk with Felicia? Oh, but you still receive notifications when someone sends donation. Yes, I do. That's why I got when Felicia sent me a donation over Cash App. That's why I got the notification. And that's why I refunded it to her and switched to PayPal. Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. Does LW want to talk to Felicia? But what's messed up is that they're not letting me transfer my funds to my account, my new bank account, or not my new bank account, my new debit card, or just my regular bank account. It's not strange. I know what's going on, but they're not understanding what's going on. What's going on is, for some reason, I have 2 accounts. I have a personal and a business account because they forced me to open a business account. The business account is the email is attached to the original personal account, so I'm not allowed to use that email, and that's the email that's used for my bank account. So basically, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, and until I get like specialized help, like I can't really move forward. Like the bank can't help me. And the bank keeps on saying like it's on their end. There's nothing on our end. That's why things aren't like messed up at other like vendors. We have 9 of Wands reversed, 10 of Swords, the Emperor reversed, Ace of Cups reversed, and the Hanged Man reversed. I am not getting the energy from this person that they want to communicate with you, Felicia. I don't know who they are or what their significance is to you in your life. That's not important. You simply asked, if they wanted to speak to you, if they wanted to talk to you. Ace of Cups reversed is Ace of Cups definitely being a communication card. I feel like they are if this is if the communication would be a matter of if it's a matter of the heart, it's definitely about this person withholding emotions, withholding feelings, being withholding of certain feelings, and feeling stuck in a place of like suspense, because I do feel like there are some kind of like matters of the heart that need to be, or that are wanting to be discussed here. I feel like ideally they would want to talk to you. I think the desire is there, but they're definitely frightened. They don't feel like they have the strength to go forward with expressing themselves in the way that they would like to, with this Nine of Wands reversed. They're feeling stuck in their perspective of something. Not their perspective, nay, I'd say their ability to move forward and actually like express where they're at. I would say the desire is there, but there's a fear holding them back, a massive fear that's holding them back in a pretty major way here. Definitely a lack of confidence, a lack of I want to say lack of confidence in expressing themselves. This Nine of Wands reverse, Ace of Cups reverse, the Hangman reverse, the Emperor reverse. I don't know if LW is a man or a woman, but again, I'm getting these energies of like not. I don't want to say like not good enough to communicate with you, but not in a place of stability to which they feel comfortable communicating what they would ideally want to communicate. And you are definitely on this person's mind with this Ten of Swords. But it's very like, I don't want to say dramatic, but I feel like they're reading way too deeply into whatever this is than they should. And when I say they're fearful of communicating with you, Felicia, it's not that they're fearful of the way that of you being mean to them or like lashing out at them in some way, but they're fearful of your reaction, and where things would go from there. It's not so much that I think it's more like they're afraid of possibly not so much judgment, but I just don't feel like this is someone who is comfortable with expressing themselves, and this is definitely a matter of something that they feel needs to be expressed, or that they would ideally want to express. But yeah, there's a lot of fear holding them back, that's keeping them in suspense here as well with this Hangman reversed. So I don't know, and you don't have to elaborate on what that situation is. Does that resonate at all for you, Felicia? Does that? So they want to talk to me, but they're afraid. Yes. It's like I said, it's not that they don't want to talk to you. In like a perfect world, they would have the strength to do so. They would have the confidence, I think is a better way of putting it, than strength. Is they're not super confident. That Emperor reversed right in the center, they're really not confident. And if they wish they were, because if they were, it would, it would allow them to set themselves free and express themselves, I don't know how long you've known them for, or how long that you haven't spoken to them for, but I definitely feel and sense the desire, but it definitely is manifesting itself at this time as like intimidation, like not like you're scary, nay, very much the opposite. Like you're almost like you're too like too good for them, and that's just not how you know see other people or anything. And but they're so insecure that they're used to that kind of treatment from other people. And that's another part of the hangman reverse too, Felicia, is like predicating one's like actions on entirely based on like how things have panned out in the past, like instead of like saying, well, you know, everybody's different, every situation is different, you know. Hold off on your second question, please. Absolutely, Felicia. Did you want to hold off for another night then? Did you want me to write it down for you that you have, or I'm sure I won't even have to write it down, but I will in my notes that you have an extra 5 cards. I just need a minute to think of my second question. Sure. No problem, love. Did you want me to move on to the next person, or is it because you have up to 3 minutes to come up with your next question, but would you prefer I move on to Miss Nadia and then we come back to you? All right. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Nadia. Thank you so much, Felicia. Nadia, please go ahead and post your question. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if Deb's still here. Yeah, speaking of Cash App, like, so yeah, I tried to like do my own maneuvering, and I even told them, like, so I was trying to like move. So I'm able to transfer the funds from my personal account. So basically, actually, Deb, if you're here and you make a donation to my personal account, that should work. That should work when I think about it, because I was able to transfer funds from that account, but no, but then I was trying to move funds. I don't know. We could always try that if someone wanted to try that. But yeah, no, that was kind of strange, because I was trying to basically pay myself from like one account to another, and then it said this account isn't accepting payments. I'm like, that's weird, because I just received like like a few the night before. Miss Nadia, please go ahead and post your. There she is. Why is JP the Scorpio not being responsive to my text messages? Let's see. Miss Nadia, when was the last text message that you sent to JP? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, why is JP not being responsive to Nadia's text messages? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, why is JP not being responsive to Nadia's text messages? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, why is JP not responsive to Nadia's text messages? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, why is JP not being responsive to Nadia's text messages? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, why is JP not being responsive to Nadia's text messages? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, why is JP not being responsive to Nadia's text messages? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, why is JP not being responsive to Nadia's text messages? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, why is JP not being responsive to Nadia's text messages? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, why is JP not being responsive to Nadia's text messages? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, why is JP not being responsive to Nadia's text messages? The Star reversed, Six of Wands, Ace of Wands reversed, the Hermit reversed, and Ten of Pentacles reversed. Okay. I feel like at this time he's going through something. The Star reversed, the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Again, I don't know when the last time you spoke to him was. But I don't do this every time, but I do this sometimes when you guys ask a question, I put the cards down. I often think, well, you know, if the answer is this, what cards will show up? If the answer is this, what cards will show up? This is very different from what I even considered coming up, but he's in a dark place right now, love. I don't know if he's told you that, but I feel like he's going through some family issues with his Ten of Pentacles reversed. I feel like he's in a place of darkness with the Star reversed and the Hermit reversed. He's going through. It'd be nice if he could have told you this, like, you know, I'm going through some stuff right now. I need a little bit of space. I don't know if you guys are dating or like how often you guys speak to each other, but this is definitely an energy of just wanting some space right now. I wouldn't take it too deeply here. It's definitely, I don't feel like it's anything you did or said at all, and I don't feel like it's a sudden change in his emotions towards you or feelings towards someone else. I feel like he's just in a very dark, low place right now. If you guys didn't get into an argument, if you guys did get into an argument, that could be affecting this. But especially if you guys didn't get to an argument, there is an energy of depression right now, of sadness regarding external forces in his life. But the Six of Wands was like glowing, was like the card that was like really like popping out at me. And this, despite everything, is telling me that, yeah, it's not you, it's him. He does feel that there is still, he still holds a torch for you, Nadia. He still has feelings for you. He still has affection and attraction towards you. He still feels and believes that there is hope and good things for the two of you and your connection in the future that will manifest themselves. But at this time, he's, and I don't know how long you've known him for, how long you've been talking to him for, but he is definitely, excuse me, I will throw in an extra card here, the King of Cups reversed. He is not emotionally balanced right now. He's not, or we could even say the Temperance reverse. He's not emotionally balanced at all right now. And again, I don't know if that's something that he may have hinted at, possibly. He may have, I don't know what you guys discussed the last time you guys did speak. But I know that despite someone being sad, yeah, we can always pick up our phone and text someone. But I don't know about you, but I've sometimes been in places emotionally where like I almost feel like I don't have like anything on my mind to say to someone, even people that really mean a lot to me, if I'm in a particularly low place or if I'm in a place where I'm processing something that's particularly hard to work through or, you know, push on through, I guess. I can't think of any other way to put it, but a burden that's difficult to overcome. Again, I also feel like there's something to do with family issues with this Ten of Pentacles reversed. I don't know if that's something that he has led on, or hinted at, or even told you directly. But overall, I definitely see someone who has withheld or is withholding their energy, their communication at this time. Do I think it's permanent? No, I don't. I know you didn't ask that, but I don't think he's like forever. I don't think he's ghosting you. I do think you are going to hear from him again. I do believe that you will hear from him again. I don't think he's ghosting you or trying to stay away from you. I do think that there is an intention to it. Even if it's subconscious, I do think he is needing space right now. And like I said, when someone does need space, and say there is, you know, like a very definitive rhythm in like your communication, that's really when it's time for someone, or like, you know, when you know, it's definitely thoughtful to keep someone in the loop there if someone does need space or time for themselves, communication wise or energy wise. It would have been nice if they could have communicated that with you, but that is really what I'm seeing here. So yeah, thank you very, very much, Nadia. I appreciate you, and I hope I brought you clarity to your situation. Thank you, Miss Felicia. Have you come up with your question? No, oops, no. I was gonna say no rush. We just have you on the in the queue right now. I'm trying to narrow down who may want to talk with me. Ask Spirit or who wants to talk with me. Okay, is this okay? What do you, I'm a little confused. What do you mean by narrowing down who? Did someone tell you that there's someone who's trying to reach out to you, another reader or something? Because that's a very hard question to ask, Felicia, because I don't know the people in your life. I can't get like direct names or anything like that. Yes, and they said the person is blocks. Oh. Okay, I hate to say it, Felicia. I really can't speak for anything any other reader says. I can ask if there is someone that is trying to get in contact with you. And I'm sorry, what do you mean the person is blocked? Oh, that the person is blocked. So it's only people. So someone who is blocked from you is trying to get into contact with you. Are there less than 5 people who are blocked from you? Because then I can do a throwdown if you wanted to do that. I still really shouldn't, because then I'm still speaking for another reader, which I can't, I don't do. But if you want to do that, we could do that. Okay. Would you be able to give me the names or initials of the people that are blocked? We could do a throwdown. You really don't have any people blocked except for... If it's only LW or Bryant, Chiquita, FB, that's it. Okay. Yeah, I can do a throwdown for that if you wanted to do that. Bryant, Chiquita, FB, and then we'll do general energies. Because again, I can't guarantee that there's a blocked person who's trying to get into your life. I know you were told that by another reader, but I can't speak for any other reader. Even when I do like, you know, collabs with other readers, if we get a different answer, I still have to stick by that, you know. So, but I'm fine with asking this, but I think the fact that there's only 3, that should help us, because then we'll get the 2 extra energies to confirm whether this is something um, that I'm able to pick up. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Are Bryant, Chiquita, or FB trying to contact Felicia? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Are Bryant, Chiquita, or FB trying to contact Felicia? Messengers and spirit guides. Are Bryant, Chiquita, or FB trying to get into contact with Felicia? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Are Bryant, Chiquita, or FB trying to get into contact with Felicia? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Are Bryant, Chiquita, or FB trying to get into contact with Felicia? Is LW also blocked as well? The person who we asked about in the last reading. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Are Bryant, Chiquita, or FB trying to contact Felicia? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Are Bryant, Chiquita, or FB trying to contact Felicia? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Are Bryant, Chiquita, or FB trying to contact Felicia? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Are Bryant, Chiquita, or FB trying to contact Felicia? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Are Bryant, Chiquita, or FB trying to contact Felicia? Alrighty, girl. Let's see what we have here. Queen of Pentacles reversed. So this is for Bryant. We have 9 of Wands. For Chiquita, we have Ace of Pentacles. For FB, we have Ace of Cups reversed. Page of Swords. Okay, yeah, Page of Swords. There is someone who is trying to get into contact with you. Yeah. And it looks like it's Chiquita. Out of the 3, the most, or Bryant or Chiquita. FB, not a chance. I'd say FB. There's no way. This Ace of Cups reversed. We got it in the last reading too. I said that's a sentiment that someone is withholding, that they don't want to share. They're not looking to share. Chiquita, I'd say like much more likely. This Ace of Pentacles. This is because the Ace of Pentacles. I don't know what your reason was for having to block Chiquita. You don't have to tell me. I don't know what the reason would be for coming back into your life, but well, I'll tell you the reason I'm seeing is they felt. I don't know if this is a friend of yours or something, but they felt that there was such a strong foundation of your connection that even though I believe they did you wrong, because I'm not just saying this because you blocked them, but I believe they did you wrong, and they believe it too. They believe that they can atone in some way. They can come back and ask for forgiveness and ask for a fresh new start with this, because you guys already have this particular foundation, or so they think. Thank you so much, Wendy, for your donation. They believe that you guys have like a strong foundation, and this ace is a new beginning. They're like, look, like we need to, if you can forgive me from the transgressions of the past, if you can forgive and start brand new, I'd love to start afresh with you. And you've been on their mind a lot, and yeah, Page of Swords, like they really want a fresh new start. That makes sense? Okay. We do have to take into consideration this 9 of Wands here when I asked about Bryant. This feels less like communication and more like actually not wanting to talk to you. I'll be honest. I don't think, I feel, I don't think he's going to be bothering you. I don't think he's going to be the one reaching out to you. I have, but I don't want anything to do with her. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Felicia. But that's what I'm seeing. I know you don't want anything, I'm guessing you don't want anything to do with Brian either. What I'm seeing with this Nine of Wands, this feels more like he is like defending his like space, not wanting to speak. And if he were to speak, it would be in a defensive manner. With her and with this Page of Swords, I feel like this is like, and then you have every right to not want anything from her, but she feels that she can maybe like convince you otherwise, that you guys can have a fresh start. But you know that you have your boundaries and you have your reasons, you know. But that is what I'm seeing. Again, the Ace of Cups reversed here. It's definitely with withholding of communication or feelings. And then this Queen of Pentacles reversed I believe is you. Hi, Anna. Good to see you. Yes, you can donate because you use Venmo. I'm having some issues with Cash App, so hopefully we'll be back on board with Cash App on Monday. But yeah, absolutely, Anna. Good to see you. This Queen of Pentacles reverse is you, like not wanting to nurture, not wanting to foster, or yeah, not wanting to foster or start something new. A new beginning with this person. You're done, you know, you've set your boundaries, you have your reasons, and it's, you know, you don't want to go forward, and that's perfectly fine. Hi, Wendy, thank you so much. I'm just getting this list cooking here. And thank you so much, Anna, for your donation, sweetheart. Okay. So yeah, I feel like this Queen of Pentacles reverses you. I feel like this is her. This Page of Swords is just like she's very true. She lied to me, and there you go. There you go. You know, I just had a friend steal from me. They're not my friend anymore. Like I don't accept theft. I don't accept lies. You know, I don't accept betrayal. I don't accept manipulation. Just as, because if I were to do that to somebody else, I would expect them to cut me out of their life. I'd be like, look, if I'm doing that to you, you cut me out, okay? Like, it's all good, man. I mean, I still, like, it's just like, yeah. You still, it's like, okay, you know, innocent until proven guilty, but at the same time, it's like every single sign shows you. Your spirit guides show you. Your spirit guides tell you to pull 5 cards, and you pull the 7 of cards, and they say 7 of swords. They say if you pull the 7 of swords, it was this person. Like that kind of stuff. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, and there you go, girl. And that's that Libra in us. It's like we have our reasons. You know, we have our reasons, and it hurts. Like it hurts. It really hurts that was like what my friendship meant. She borrowed money and never paid it back. It's like that's what our friendship is worth to you. It's like if you, and it's the same thing with my friend. It's like if our friendship, I had like $17 in my wallet. Like it was just a huge pain in the ass for me. If they needed to borrow that money or even have that money, I would have given it to them. You know, but they couldn't have asked. And you know, I'm still like, damn, like was I wrong? Was I wrong? But like looking at like all like the conversations, like all the signs, it's just everything points to it, and it's just like, yeah, no, if somebody doesn't pay you back, like, and they're just like evading that, like there isn't a lot you can like, it's like, how can you trust that they won't be like that again? Like, you know, like and I'm sure it was a hefty amount of money. It wasn't like, you know, $17 or something. It was like a noticeable amount of money. Like this wasn't even a noticeable amount of money, but it was just like the very audacity of someone to do that. It's like, you know, I've borrowed money from friends in the past, way long in the past. I've had some difficulty paying it back, but I let them know. I keep them posted. You know, I've never lost a friend over money. Like, I always will rectify it, or they will rectify it in some way, or maybe they don't, you know. Actually, that's not true. I have lost friends over money because they couldn't rectify it. But, like, yeah, no, I'm really sorry you went through that, Felicia. And, yeah, you keep that line in the sand here. And yeah, Ace of Pentacles also has to do with money, you know. Yeah, communication would have helped with this. Serious, yeah. And I still hope I'm wrong, because like, and I know that they won't forgive me for for accusing them if I did get it wrong, but like, I don't know. They said some shady things. Like, okay, we happened to be at the bar that they used to work at, and they told me to like check the security. I called security. They don't have a security there. They don't answer their phone. They would have known that because they worked there. You know, it's just everything is shady, 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 shady. And yeah, communication would have helped. Transparency would have helped, and not being a klepto probably would have helped, because I think that's what their issue is. But you know, God bless them. But yeah, I can't keep that in my life. It sucks. But you know, people show their true colors, and it sucks. But yeah, I try to be very forgiving to people in my life, but because I know we're all fighting very difficult battles. But like, that's the thing, is we are all fighting very difficult battles, and you know, we've got to look out for each other, especially when we're friends. Hi, Sutton. Hi, Austin. You did. I need it more than ever. I don't feel much anymore, but I'm holding. Oh, Austin, thank you so much for your donation, my friend. Yeah, you are added to the list. I had you on my spreadsheet of people who I owed readings to. And I remember you sending that donation a couple weeks ago. I would love to read for you tonight, love. Thank you. Miss Wendy, thank you so much. And thank you again, Felicia, for your donation, love. I appreciate you, and I wish you all the best. And you are not alone, girl. Yeah, you keep that boundary, you know, strongly intact here. Miss Wendy, please go ahead and post your question right there. Thank you. What guidance do my spirit guides have for my love journey right now? Okay. Angels, masters, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her love journey right now. Angels, masters, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her love journey right now. Angels, masters, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her love journey right now. Angels, masters, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her love journey right now. Angels, masters, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her love journey right now. Angels, masters, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her love journey right now. And Felicia, if you're still there, I'm even wondering if she's going to offer to finally pay you that money back with that Ace of Pentacles, that being money. I'd take the money. I would at least take the money, but not the friendship. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. But that's the thing, is actually I wouldn't take the money if it was bound by friendship. You know what I mean? Be careful of that too. She might be like, oh, I want to pay you back, but I want us to be friends. You know what I mean? Be careful of that too, when I'm thinking about that. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all messages regarding her love journey. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all messages regarding her love journey. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all messages regarding her love journey. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all messages regarding her love journey. Whoa! 10 of Pentacles reversed. The Chariot reversed. 8 of Swords reversed. The High Priestess reversed. And Knight of Swords. Okay. The Chariot reversed. Pause. Yeah. Is there, what, did you meet someone new or something, Wendy? Because if you haven't met someone new, Spirit is saying that this is a time for pause. This is a time for respite. This is a time for taking a breather from love. You want to start dating and have fun. Okay. Oy vey. Okay, let me show you my face. I'm not just trying to be a rain on your parade or anything. The Spirit is saying, I hear you. And just have fun and date. If you want to do that, go right ahead, love. The issue is this coming from and this is why I'm showing you my face, just coming from me. I am a single Pringle. I haven't really, it's when I do put myself out there and date, it's very hard. I have to be very, very, all of us have to be very thick-skinned to start dating again. Yeah, it's fun, just having fun, yeah. But for those of us who are empaths, for those of us who aren't used to the dating scene, um, Spirit is saying that there's healing that needs to take place before moving forward there. There's some pause that needs to take place with the Chariot reversed, the Eight of Swords reversed. That there's you can absolutely go out if it's just for the sake of having fun, just for the sake of having fun, and no other reason than that, then go for it. Don't get too, you can't, like, you can't get, I can't tell you what to do, but Spirit is saying, like, if you do get emotionally invested, you will get hurt. So dating again. Well, there's nothing wrong with being used to dating, because when we find the right person, that's that's what's up, you know? But just going out and having fun, that's really, that's the thing. That's what I heard from a dating coach myself, is that's when things get, we say we want to have fun, we say that we want to just go out and date and have fun. That's totally possible, 100% possible, so long as we don't put too much pressure on ourselves or any one person, and just have fun, and don't take any one person too seriously, and don't get our hearts deeply invested in any one person until we really actually know them, and just take things lighthearted and on a surface level value. And I'm not saying that you're not capable of doing that, Wendy. That's not what Spirit is saying. They're just saying that at this time, like, there's a lot going on at your work. You still want to leave your work. Yeah, there's a lot that they'd like to, and I feel like this Knight of Swords is them saying the reason why they want you to take a step back is because dating does take investment. At the end of the day, it does. And I think they just want you to invest in your work right now and in yourself. But if it can be lighthearted, if you know that you can have it be a lighthearted thing, and not about, like, even subconsciously thinking, like, oh, is this guy gonna be the one for me? Then go for it. But Spirit is saying that I need an outlet and fun because I do have a shitty work life. Yeah. Well, then maybe dating's not that outlet. That might be too stressful of an outlet there. I hear you. I totally hear you. I feel like getting involved in some kind of, like, group effort, some kind of, like, group, like finding some kind of community that you could, like, do something fun with, like, a couple nights a week, or more than a few nights a week, and get to know people, make friends, like, joining clubs. Good, right on. Continue forth with that, and I think that you're gonna find, like, your happy place, like, and I don't know how, like, what kind, where, just, asking for a friend. How are you finding clubs? Because I'm trying to invest myself in more, like, just, like community involved things, and just because I need a respite from, like, my work, my everyday life, and yeah, sometimes part of me does really want to date, but then I'm like, well, damn, like, your neighborhood, oh yeah, well, you live in a major city, yeah, so that's legit. And I don't know what neighborhood you live in, but if you mentioned it offline, of course, you have book clubs. I bet I know what neighborhood you live in too. I have a feeling I know, but that's awesome, love. That's awesome. Yeah, like, if I still lived in Berkeley or something, I'd be more involved. Like, I'd have more things to do. But yeah, that's awesome. Get involved. And Spirit is not saying no, you can't go out and date. That's not what they're saying. They're just saying, like, at this time, like, if you can just take it all, like with lots of creative. Okay, I think I know. I think it begins with an M. Does it begin with an S? I won't say it, but I think it begins with an S, right? Or a K. Anyway, regardless, you're in a good spot. Spirit is not saying don't date. They're just saying, like, if you know you can date. Yeah, I do, and that's awesome. Now I know. That's really cool. That's really legit. And there's a lot of cool people to get to know too, and it doesn't necessarily have to be on a dating basis. Like, this High Priestess reverse is finding yourself, is listening to your intuition and not your heart, And I think that, finding your tribe is going to be great here. And Spirit, yeah, they're not saying don't date. They're just saying, like, if you do date, like, don't take it too deeply right now. If you're looking for fun, that's probably not the arena you want to go. Like it feels like fun. I totally, like, I feel you. Like, I feel like we're in very similar boats. I wish we lived closer together. I feel like we're in very similar boats. But like, yeah, like finding that tribe of like legit, like, friends, activity partners. That's a big one for me, is like I'll want to do things and like I have no one to go with me to things. That's a big one. Um, but yeah, no, you've got a lot of resources around you. And I think that allowing that, like forcing that into your life, not forcing it, but like incorporating that into your life, and being, you know, forceful about that. Wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, I get you there, girl. I've definitely lost a lot of mine over the years, and I hate it. I hate it. It's hard. Yeah. That the whole physical affection thing. Yeah, no, there's something a lot to be said there too. And but I also do believe that expanding your circle, you will find that. And yeah, it's if and that's the hard part too, is sharing that physical bond with someone after a long time. It's almost impossible as females to not get invested emotionally, because that's just what our brains do biologically. I mean, not for everyone, but I think most people. It's about quality. Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, some people say that it's hard to date there. I think it's hard. Honestly, I think any city is hard to date. Like, I know people who've moved to certain cities just to date, and then they have even more problems there. Like, the problem in San Francisco is a lot of people are just like taken, settled down, and the ones that are available, like, we're talking slim pickings. Like, a lot. Like, I'm all about like tech guys for sure, but like, damn, like some of them like are like just a little too World of Warcrafty, you know what I mean? But I think that every city has its own pros and cons in dating, you know. Yeah, it's easy to casual date, but I know that there's also people who are, everyone's looking for love at the end of the day. Everyone's looking for something serious at the end of the day, I do believe. Yeah, people looking for something to settle down. I guess I have met people who have settled down there. I will say, I have met people who have met people there for sure and settled down. And I think most cities it's hard to settle down, to be honest. Like, you've really got to put in that work of dating. And as long as you don't see it as work and see it more as just getting to know people and having fun, then that's when things, I think, start to really fall into place. I meet a lot of people who are there to pursue yeah, that too. Yeah, that in New York have that issue. Yeah, they're not in the right mindset. They're like, I'm focused on me and me becoming a star. Yeah, yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah. And it's kind of that way with a lot of like tech bros too. Like, they come here to like be something in tech, and like, yeah, they'll like put love to the side and stuff. I think I just need to stop talking to tech bros. I think that's my problem. I don't know. I think I have much more than just that problem, but yeah. No, that definitely makes a lot of sense, Wendy. Just not in the same. They moved there for a purpose, and like, yeah, yeah. I know you do. I know you do. I know you do. Oh God, and I wish they just could dress better. Like, so many of them like actually have nice bodies and are really good looking guys. Like, you don't have to dress like that. I just wish. I wish that men dressed like madmen. Like, I wish every man dressed like Don Draper. Right? I don't think I'm asking for a whole lot there. We put a lot into how we look, you know? It is asking for a lot. Anyway, I have a purpose to pursue, so they understand. Yes, yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, me too. And I'm very much about that, like, we're only here once thing. I was gonna say, I bet, like, yeah, usually end up being not love yourself person. Yeah, no, I mean, love is very mysterious, Austin, and it manifests itself in different times in different ways. Yeah. Yeah, you can always tell when they're from San Francisco. I can always tell when when it's the tech bros, like, versus like the like attorney, you know what I mean? Like, I agree with you, Wendy. Absolutely. Absolutely. It doesn't have to be complicated. I will say it doesn't have to be complicated if you don't want it to be. And that's what I was trying to, and I think Wendy gets that, is if she wants to just engage in some amorous, flirtatious behavior, and, she does love herself. Absolutely. She does. And, it's just about, and I tell this to a lot of people, including myself, it's just like not taking any one person too seriously until we've really gotten to know them. And a lot of people will put the whole like destiny or fate or the one label on someone when it's like bro or sis. Like there's a lot of people, like out there for us. And I know I'm saying that because I'm guilty of it. I'll say, oh, this is to be, this is the one, this is for sure. And I've been warning a lot of people that in the past 6 months or so, especially, I'm just like, there can be a lot of danger to that. To thinking that, and I do believe that things are meant to be, that there are things that are meant to be, there are loves that are fated, absolutely. But I think that we also, a lot of us are quick, especially in the spirit community, a lot of us can be quick to put that stamp on their forehead. I go through a whole vetting process before I get into a relationship. Gotta hire the FBI, right? Right, Wendy. Absolutely, absolutely. It's just I'm the same way. It's like finding jobs, yes. And if it's meant to be, it'll be, absolutely. And that's what I always like. That's my prayer that I ask my spirit guides is when I do meet someone who I do like, I say I really like this person, and I have faith that if this person is best for me and I'm meant to be with them, that you'll make it happen. So if it's in their best interest and in my best interest, and that too. But at the same time, if life is short, so let's have fun. Absolutely, yeah. And and it's that balance that I'm like working on right now. It's like like only if it's in my best interest, but also like yeah, not getting too invested in any one thing until or person until I've really known. I totally understand that. Yeah, it's all about that balance. Yeah, and what you're balancing at that time. Miss Anna, thank you for your donation, love. Anna, did you want a 10 card reading or did you have 2 questions? Yeah, having options, having that balance, maintaining that balance, which can be tough, especially if you haven't dated in a while. I definitely hit the wall. A 10 card reading. You got it, Anna. Please go ahead. And post your question. Thank you. When I was out of the dating pool for a little while and I started again, I definitely kind of hit a wall because I was putting all of these labels on things. Not like, oh, he's my boyfriend or he's like the one, and it's just like, and like I really was not taking my own advice there. I just need to grab something really quickly upstairs. I'll be right back. Thank you. Okay, and we are back. You're very welcome, Wendy. Thank you, love. I know you won't judge me, but I got back with my ex. It's just easier when you're living together. Yeah, I've been there, hon. I don't love her, sadly, but I'd like to know if I should date Hannah the Leo. I guess I just want to know if Hannah the Leo is someone spirit thinks I should be with. I'm a mess right now. Oh, honey, Hannah, don't be a mess, sweetheart. It's all gonna be all right. How did things go with Hannah in New York, Anna? Of course, I was curious about that. Austin, are you asking my sign? I'm an Aquarius. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Anna date Hannah? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Do you think that Anna should date Hannah? Messengers and spirit guides. Do you believe that Anna should date Hannah? Oh, you haven't gone yet? Okay. Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Do you think that Anna and Hannah should date? Do you have it booked already? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Do you think Anna and Hannah should date? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Do you think Anna and Hannah should date? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Do you think Anna and Hannah should date? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Do you think Anna and Hannah should date? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Do you think Anna and Hannah should date? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Do you think Anna and Hannah should date? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Do you think Anna and Hannah should date? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Do you think Anna and Hannah should date? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Do you think Anna and Hannah should date? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Do you think Anna and Hannah should date? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Do you think Anna and Hannah should date? You're coming soon, legit. Oh, are you gonna be booking it soon? And you bought her a nice gift. That's sweet of you, Hannah. Oh, don't be sorry, Austin. It's all good. I know a lot about astrology too. It's important, I think. Of course. 10 of Cups reversed, okay? Knight of Cups reversed. 5 of Cups. 7 of Wands. 7 of Pentacles reversed. 5 of Wands reversed. 6 of Wands. Wheel of Fortune reversed. 4 of Pentacles. And the Empress. Okay, I'm gonna guess that you did not tell Hannah that you got back with your ex, right? Or did you tell her? Because Spirit is saying that there's something that she would fundamentally, there's something she fundamentally wouldn't be okay with. So, I mean, I guess if you hid the fact that you got back together with your ex from her, I guess, yeah, but you know that, I mean, well, I shouldn't say you know, but Spirit is saying, and I would have to agree with Spirit, that if you were to just start dating Hannah and didn't tell her that you got back with your ex and then told her later on, that would be building a foundation on sand. It would cause a lot of conflicts between the two of you with this 5 of Wands reversed and a lot of disharmony with this 10 of Cups reversed. She has a cup of love for you. I think I've told you this in the past. Well, we don't want to say love too early, right? But she's definitely got a cup of affection for you, hon. I'll never do that. I would break up with my ex. I'm just not sure with Hannah. That's all. For sure. Yeah, and you've got, and that's the important. We've talked about this too. Is you've got to see her. Of course, you're not sure about Hannah because you haven't met each other in person. You know, but. Insofar as if you were to start it right now, Spirit is saying no, because, yeah, unless you were to, of course, like you said, you'd break up with your ex before you would do that. However, I know you would break up with your ex, but would you still be living with your ex? Because that was an issue that Hannah had at the same time. Like, she already had an issue with the fact that you were living with your ex-girlfriend, and now you're with her. This is exactly what she was fearful of. You know, this is why I know it's, and I hear you, how it's easier to just live with someone or be with someone who is your ex, but, the problem is that she could very well still be living with you, yet you would break up with your ex, and unless you entirely sever the union with your ex, she's going to feel really jaded. Five of Cups, Knight of Cups reversed. She has a lot of attraction to you that can't be denied. The Six of Wands, Seven of Wands. She is the Empress, absolutely very attracted to you, and has affection for you. But I mean, this Five of Cups, like, she would feel very resentful, very fearful of being a third party, of not being good enough. They're saying that if you want to be with Hannah, you've got to make that jump. You've got to make that decision. And the jump is really meeting her in person, because we've talked about that in the past, is that's going to be a really big a big deciding factor, is when you physically see her and you physically see if you guys have chemistry together. Everything is showing that you guys do so far, but Spirit can't promise anything until you've experienced that and said, yes, this is, I do really like Hannah, and I like physically being with her, and I want to be with her. Spirit is saying that it's largely in your hands here, really. Seven of Wands, Four of Pentacles, this is in your hands. She really likes you. However, long distance relationships are difficult to maintain. That's also something to consider as well. This Five of Cups might be you in addition to that. It might not just be her. It might be you feeling like resentful about the distance between you and her, and the difficulty in being able to see one another with this Wheel of Fortune reverse, and being able to know, physically or emotionally or even energetically where that person is in your world. The Spirit is saying that the ball's in your court here. It's not their position to tell you who you should be with. It's you, Yeah, I agree. Well, my ex lives with me and she's right there. Yeah. And Spirit is saying, like, it's really up to you. Like, they can't promise that Hannah is going to be there, is not going to hurt you, and will be there 100% and be able to be that long distance partner that you need, because that's really hard to do for anyone, especially if you haven't met that person. So that's not their position to say, but what they're saying is, like, that's a big factor, that's going to be a big determining factor in how easy it is to date her, Hannah, and whether she's out of your ex is out of your life or not. And in regards to your ex, choosing your ex or Hannah, it's really up to you. Like you said, you don't love her, you don't love your ex. It's just a matter of things are more convenient, they're easier, it's much easier. And I hear you. But Spirit's also saying, like, you've got more agency. Or it's not just a matter of, first of all, it's not just a matter of your ex or Hannah. There's other women out there, as you know, Anna. But you're also, in being with your ex, you're also preventing yourself from potentially meeting other women that are close to you in your vicinity, So Spirit is saying, like, you've got more agency than you think you do. You really have the upper hand more than you may think you do. But they can't tell you who to choose. They can't guarantee that Hannah's not going to hurt you ever, or that she's going to be the best long distance partner to you. But they can say, like, yeah, she does definitely have feelings for you and an attraction towards you. In terms of your ex, I mean, it just looks like a dead end with that situation. She's holding you back from a lot of opportunities. This Knight of Cups reversed, Wheel of Fortune reversed. She's holding you back from different opportunities, and just keeping your heart open, and your romantic journey open. She's You shouldn't be with someone who you don't love, Anna. I mean, you can be with someone who you don't love. I've been there myself in the past, but it came back to bite me in the butt. And I'm not saying that it's going to karmically bite you in the butt. I'm not saying that. I actually don't think that's what Spirit is saying, that it's going to karmically bite you in the butt. They're saying that it's going to, it could possibly bite you in the butt in terms of her preventing you from, yeah, building a relationship with Hannah, building connections with other women. You know, the feeling that this person isn't the one. I know that feeling. Yeah, absolutely. You mean you're talking about your ex, right? Because I can tell she's not the one for you. There's real. I know there's definitely convenience in being with someone who you're living with, but she really just shouldn't be living with you. It's your house, you know. And yeah, I know that feeling, girl. That, you know, and that's why we end relationships, because we feel like, why are we wasting our time staying in place with one person who's not the one, you know. And but it's also, I also know how difficult it is to separate ourselves from people, especially if it was a long relationship, or if they live with us, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But um you know, it's definitely up to you, love. And if you want to be with the one, and you feel like she's not the one, well, Spirit feels the same way. Like, I'll say it. It looks like your ex is not the one. I don't think that, and I don't think that's surprising. I think we kind of saw that Hannah has the possibility to be, but unless you are free, unless your heart is open and unbound and untethered to be with the one, then it can be it's very difficult, you know. So. You're so welcome, Anna. I'm sorry you're going through all this, because it sounds like a similar situation I was into years ago, and I feel for you, and it's hard. It's really hard, but I also know you're a very strong woman and you're smart, and I do believe that you can navigate this complicated situation. Yes, absolutely, love. You got this. You got this, sweetheart. Just remember what Spirit's saying is this: the ball's in your court. Like, it's more in your hands than you may think you know. Please, yeah, please let me know how it goes with Hannah. I've been so curious about that. I thought you'd already been and all, but no, that's very cool. There's more to come with Anna. That's fantastic. I see a lot of potential there. I think that's going to be a really, like, major decisive factor, like, when you finally see her. Much love and light to you, Miss Anna. Thank you so much. Hope I brought you some clarity there. Austin, thank you for being here, Austin. I believe you donated. Let's see here. So you donated, like, I want to say a few weeks ago. Yeah. So you donated $10 over Venmo. So we can do, like, a 6-card reading if you'd like. It's more like a 7-card reading. We'll do a 7-card reading. Yeah, no problem, Austin. So did you, okay, so please go ahead and post your question right there. Thank you. I don't know how to start. I feel like I've run out of options with my career, love life, and life in general. What is the move Spirit urges I should make? I feel like I need to do one. Okay. Sorry you're going through a lot of heaviness, Austin. Did you say, are you a Leo? Did you say you were a Leo? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What move should Austin make in his life? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What move should Austin make in his life? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. What move should Austin make in his life? Bell Aquarius! No way, man! Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. What is the next move that Austin should make in his life? Masters and Spirit Guides, what is the next move that Austin should make in his life? Masters and Spirit Guides, what is the next move Austin should make in his life? Wait, when's your birthday, man? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. So you're a January Aquarius like me. See, I don't believe in cusps. I believe you're either at the front of the house or the back of the house. Well, tell me what yours is. Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. What is the next move Austin should make in his life? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. What is the next move Austin should make in his life? I honestly wish I had more Capricorn energy in my chart. It's like all air. I never could relate to Capricorn energy, but I always like vied for it. Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. What is the next move Austin should make in his life? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. What is the next move Austin should make in his life? I've been told that by friends and relate to them a lot too. January 26th. On the 23rd. Okay, so you're not too cuspy. I'm cuspier than you. I'm just kidding. Well, I kind of am, but I've known people on the 21st. I'm like, Aquarius. You're total like it's very. And I've known people on the 20th. I'll be like, oh, you're a Capricorn. Like it, and then I think it's really important just to look at what time you were born, where you were born, and just where the sun was the moment you entered this planet. You know. I also wonder though about labor times. Like if someone was like, when are you officially born on this earth? You know what I mean? Oh, we are totally different. I agree. We are. There is something different about January. I was going to ask you, like, I don't believe in cusps, but are you January or February? That's funny. Fellow January Aqua. Okay. I also, just side note, I also wonder, like, if your mom was in labor with you for say 12 hours as opposed to like 2, like, are we just like fully on this planet when we're like finally out of the birth canal, or like what if we're like halfway, like for a while, I don't know. I've thought about that too. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is the next move Austin should make in his life? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what is the next move Austin should make in his life? A lot of dynamic ass folks in this world for January Aquarius is. Queen of Cups. I was born a week late. It's funny because both due dates were both my sets of grandparents' anniversaries. That's so funny. I was a week late too. I had to be induced too. I was late, and they were like, okay, we just gotta induce this girl. What is she doing? That's so funny, man. I think about that too. I'm like, so was I supposed to be a Capricorn? I guess I was, but I fully feel like an Aquarius. So funny. And that's, yeah, your grandparents, both sets of anniversaries. That's so interesting. Queen of Cups, 10 of Swords, 5 of Wands reversed, 10 of Wands reversed, Justice reversed, Ace of Cups reversed, and the Magician. Okay, man. So you said that in every realm of your life, essentially, like career, love life, general, you're having a difficult idea or a difficult vision as to where to go next. I'll tell you this just to preface everything. Actually, give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay. I just don't know where I need to go from where I am. I can hardly stand that. Like, I feel like I have a higher calling, but don't have the energy or know-how of getting there. I feel limited. Friends have abandoned me. Family doesn't know how to support. I don't trust anyone anymore, really. I feel the weight of my future all on myself. Feel the weight of the future on yourself. I see that, this Ten of Wands reverse. Okay, so just to preface things, um, so when people have come to me with this question, like, what is the next move I need to make? Or when I have had this, I'll tell you just from my own frame of reference, when I've when I was really, really lost about 4 or 5 years ago and I didn't know that I needed to start basically this channel, I would go to readers and ask, like, what is my next move in my career, or what is my next move in love? And that was the only time I would get readings that they weren't so much vague as they were like very interactive. Okay. And I see that here in this reading is I do see that, yes, you feel that you have the weight of the world, or the weight of the future is all on yourself with this Ten of Wands reversed. I see that you feel a disconnection from other support with this Ace of Cups reversed. Um, and I hear you. But I want to kind of go through things. I want to kind of get a greater picture as to what you're, if you don't mind, it'll help me help you better if you can give me a better sense of what has been going on in your life. And I do thank you for the backstory you've already given me. Um, yeah, no, there's nothing, no problem. I'm a totally open book. Like, there's, anyone got a question about my life, I'm here to help. And I feel like the good and the bad that I've experienced in my life, I'm here to share with others to help them on their path too. So, you be an open book. I'm an open book for you too all the time. But uh, yeah, this Ten of Wands reverse, you nailed it. You said it. You feel as though, oh, that's okay, hon. Yeah, no, and you don't have to be. I thank you. It's not something I take. It's not something I take for granted at all. I understand that it can be hard. It was hard for me for many years. I just feel like I don't know how old you are. I'm pushing 40. I'm almost 40. So like I care less and less as I get older. I feel about people's judgments, and more I care more just about, like, maybe a story of mine will help someone. Oh, you're very young. Oh, you're very young. Okay, all right. So I'll tell you what. I'm 39. So I'll tell you how I felt when I was 26. 26 was a big year for me. I got clean off of drugs when I was 25. Um, and so that was like a brand new start, brand new beginning. I started dating a new guy, and he was getting off of drugs too. He was clean with me, so we were navigating that ourselves. I was out of college, but I had been accepted to a couple of grad schools, but didn't actually get into them. Well, I did get into them, but I couldn't pay for them, so I didn't actually get to go. And I was really trying to navigate my career life while being in this dead end romantic relationship that obviously wasn't the one, because look, he's not in my life now, and it wasn't meant to be. Um, but that was also hard for me to accept as well. And I stayed in that relationship for longer than I should have. It did serve its purpose, for sure. But at a certain point, it didn't. And that's when I realized, I just came to that realization. In terms of let's talk about your life, this feeling of having, like, this weighted burden on your shoulders. We have this Ten of Wands reversed, but right underneath we have this beautiful Magician card right underneath, which is saying that in terms of you feeling as though the weight of the future is totally on your shoulders. Yeah, the weight of your future is on your shoulders, because that's just the truth. The weight of all of our futures is on all of our shoulders. But you don't hold anybody else's future on your shoulder other than your own, unless you have children or something like that. But it's just you and you alone. And there's a lot of advantages to that. You have the mind. You have the. I know you said you feel like you don't have the energy to figure it out, but think of it this way: if someone else is figuring something out for you, it's like someone finding a wife for you, or someone finding, like, like a life path for you. Like, that's binding. That's really binding. And as an independent Aquarius, I'm sure that's not something you would want. The path that you want to go on, that you want to go forth in life, is one that is of your choosing. One that is following your heart, following your intuition, following your source of inspiration with this Queen of Cups. And there's a lot of inner conflict that I'm seeing here with this Five of Wands reversed. And I believe that a lot of this inner conflict could be feelings of like self-limiting thoughts, self-limiting beliefs, self-fulfilling prophecies. But I do get the sense with this Magician, Ten of Wands reversed, the Magician, Five of Wands reversed, that there is a lot of power within you that not only are you not tapping into, and I do hear this a lot from spirit guides, but not only is there a ton of power and energy and like resources. So funny, we have Help Me right here, but it's like you are the only one that can help yourself, and you have no. I think you have a very. There's a lot that you're unaware of that you could accomplish in this life, and I know it takes a lot of thought processes to like feel inspired or feel pushed to move to the next level. But sometimes it's not until we're at our like lowest point. I had a big setback. I trusted an ex-best friend who moved to a bigger city. He was a Gemini who ended up using me. I didn't have any support, and I've been in survival mode since 2022. Before that too. Survival mode, bro. That's interesting that you said it that way. I had a Gemini friend who ended up using me just a couple weeks ago. And I believe that they're in survival mode. They've said that, actually. Wow, this is getting a little crazy, Austin. Okay. I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's terrible. And I've been talking about this survival mode aspect of life a lot over the past, like, 2-3 weeks lately. And I think a lot of people are in that place. I think a lot of people are becoming more and more disconnected from community, from loved ones, from support. And I think there's a little bit of a misconception with the survival mode, thinking that it's like you and you alone and there's nobody else going through. It's like, well, no, there's actually quite a few other people going through what you're going through. Not exactly, but they are in a similar mindset. They're in a similar survivability mode, essentially survival mode. They're in a certain life mode that is very similar to what you're in. And it's about finding that tribe, that group of people that's also going to support you as well. If the friends that you did have in the past didn't support you, well, then cut them out. It's as the famous Gemini Marilyn Monroe herself said, there's no point. What did she say? It's best to be unhappy and alone than to be unhappy and with somebody else. Like, I'm not going to keep friends in my life just for the sake of them having, just for the sake of saying I have friends if they're not going to be good friends to me. And Spirit is saying that you're very much capable of being there for yourself and taking care of yourself. But you're also very, very capable of cultivating a support system of people who will be there for you. A community of people who will be there for you. Are you religious at all, Austin? Do you like go to church or like anything like that, or temple or mosque? They blocked me after admittedly I returned some shitty behavior toward them. We were roommates. I haven't really set anyone else in, or really let anyone else in, or even tried to tap into my emotions. I just know I'm not happy. Yeah. Well, there were injustices, fundamental injustices that were placed against you, Austin. And Hi, Virgo girl, welcome. Thank you for your donation. Um, thank you, Virgo girl. Um, yeah, there are very, I've been religious, but talked to God earlier, asking why nothing good has happened to me despite my devotion. It's been so long, and I don't know anymore. Well, that's really, I hate to say it, but like that's definitely not something I ever communicate with God about. Like, I never talk to God about blessings. I know God can be. I don't know if that's just because I'm Jewish, and we've got more of a punisher. But like I know that God can definitely be a punisher, and there are fundamental injustices in this world. And I also believe, though, as not as a Jewish young lady, but as just a spiritual lady, I do believe that as actually the Kabbalah also speaks of this. So no, Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism does speak of this. That when we are put on this planet, we choose to go through certain hardships and certain challenges in order to level up as a spirit, as a soul. So honestly, the people who deal with not just the most, I don't want to say the most challenges in their lives, but can deal with it and overcome it with the most grace are the ones who are ascending, who are learning. You know, he punished me a few years ago. I refer to them as they, but yeah. He punished me a few years ago, and I'm just tired of having unanswered prayers. I was ripped off. That's the case. I know exactly what you mean, though. Yeah. Um, yeah. No, God's got your back. But here's the thing: is that I was always told through my like work that there are four levels of heaven. And I was reading the Kabbalah the other day. I was just reading the Kabbalah the other day, and I'm not even joking. There are four levels to heaven, and this is the first one. We are the first level. The second level is our angels are there. Angels are just right above us. The third level is like basically like development as like souls, as new souls that are going to be put on this planet, and as souls that have just moved on to the other side and passed on. The fourth level is God. It's exactly, and that's what I've always been told, and I've read it in my holy readings. I'm just like, holy crap! Not even no irony in that saying. Holy crap! Like that's what I've been told, and that's what I'm seeing. That's so crazy. It's not crazy. It's what I've been drawn to. It's amazing. So yeah, no, and I forget where I heard that from, but yeah, and that's where I heard it. Just in communicating with my spirit guides. It's all. I never heard it from another person. Angels knocked on the door before my job interview the other day because I was running late, but I still ended up not getting it. So I'm just like, now what? Well, that's just a sign that your angels are there, Austin. I was in the bathroom, knock knock, no one else is around. I believe you. That's a sign that your angels are showing you that they're there. And just because you didn't get this one job doesn't mean that you're not going to get another job, Austin. Does not mean that at all. It's just that's just like saying because someone broke up with you that you're never going to be with another person. That's so silly and self-limiting. That's what I'm talking about, the self-limitation that spirit is talking about, that you're not fully seeing all the power within you. I think you see a lot of it. I think you see so much of it that you wonder why it's not paying off more. And I hear you. But it will come to fruition. But there are challenges and there are obstacles in this life that just get, honestly, I don't know if it's something about being in 120s, but in I honestly, I've said this to many a person, like, and I'm not saying that this is about you, but my hardest years were 25 to 29. They were very challenging. And I do see that for a lot of other people. And I'm not making excuses like, oh, it's just because you're young, but these are very formative years. Very, very formative years. And things are going to get easier for you, Austin. They truly will. But it's absolutely you're going to be okay in the end, my friend. Dude, this card don't lie. Especially this being the last card I pulled. This card don't lie, my friend. But you've got to believe in yourself. You've got to keep on pushing forward and believing in yourself. And keep on pushing through the challenges. Because I'm faced with them every single day, just like I'm sure you are as well. Virgo girl, you faced with them too? I think we're all faced with challenges every single day, and it's some of them are worse than others. There's definitely, I'll definitely say, I could definitely like look at certain times in my life and be like, damn, that was a heavier effing time than this time was. But the fact that if I hadn't have pushed on through, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't have the success that I have today. I wouldn't be able to say I had the blessings I had today if I had just like, because I'm one to like, I am definitely one to like, when I get sad, I just like retreat. I'll just like stay in bed and watch like crappy movies. And that's like not healthy. You know, it's okay sometimes, but it's not healthy to do all the time. You know, we've got things we need to take care of, and you know that's just something I do that I'm trying to get out of the habit of, but and which I had to do today. Like I had to like, you know, I didn't have to get up early, but I forced myself to get up earlier, and like yeah, I stayed up too late last night actually watching bad horror movies. But yeah, but we haven't spoken to go through them for spiritual reasons, but we haven't spoken to go through them for spiritual reasons. Yes, yeah, for sure, for sure. I agree with you there, Virgo girl. Yeah, no, you're gonna be okay, Austin. Absolutely. This is just the challenges that we're faced with in our life. Just remind us of the fact that you know nobody is impervious to battles, and nobody is impervious to greatness either, because one doesn't come without the other. You know, there's the yin and yang in life. I've been making a lot of positive progress, but I'm having a lot of personal setbacks now that I just don't know. I'm thinking about quitting my job. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't quit your job. I definitely wouldn't quit your job. And I see that. There's some kind of an emotional pullback to an ending. Yeah, don't quit your job. I'm grateful you just told me that, Austin. Spirit is saying do not quit your job. Do not end anything because of emotional setbacks or feelings of like emotional like imbalance. Or like a personal, yeah, I think a personal setback is the best way of putting this. Ace of Cups reversed. I wouldn't quit your job, man. I wouldn't quit your job. I would definitely continue searching for the next one. Excuse me, sorry, my voice broke there. Excuse me. I would definitely continue your search for the next one. And just because you didn't get this last interview doesn't mean that you're not going to be getting another job. Oh my goodness, no, no, no. Very, very far from that. It was just one opportunity that you did not. That was not the right one for you. You know, I'm anxious. It's going to put me in what your job is going to put you in danger. In what way? Physically? Because I am getting the message like your job is, you definitely want a new one, Austin, but at the same time don't leave without having another one as backup is all I'm hearing. But I'm not getting messages of like physical danger. I work at a prison and I'm exposed to a lot of bad things. Oh my gosh, you are not, you are my second. I have one of my really I've had a client, a very, very dear client of mine. She's I've been reading for her basically since I've had this channel like 4.5 years ago. I've been reading for her since day one. She works for a prison. She's a prison guard, and yeah, it's intense. You are not my first person who I've read for to be a prison guard. And especially if you feel like it's like negative energy or just like negative like vibes, like you said, like lots of bad things happening around you that you're exposed to all the time. Yeah, you know, and if you're an empath, if you're an Aquarius, you know, and you feel particularly, you know, vulnerable to that, I do believe you need to move on to a new job, Austin, absolutely. But I don't think that just quitting point blank is going to do you any favors. And that's not just because Spirit always tells me that. Not always, but most of the time. There have been times where they've made exceptions to the rule, like you should like, you know, just collect like hella PT and like quit. But make sure you have like 2 or 3 months, like, you know, like of like personal time pay. Make sure you do have an escape route, you know. I do think you're protected, Austin. I'd be seeing red siren lights if you weren't okay. I collect no PT and barely stay afloat. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, then it's definitely somewhere that you need to move away from. If you're not collecting PT and you're working at a prison, yeah, no, you should definitely move somewhere else. And I know you're already looking already. But I didn't get sirens. I'm still not getting sirens. I get them when people are in danger, and I always let people know. I didn't see them. They didn't say that you would physically be in danger. But they are saying that, yeah, that's something that you do need to move away from your current job now. Okay. Not immediately, but like, you know, keep on, you know, and if you don't end up getting an interview, you know, spirit's got your back. Like they'll see like, okay, that wasn't a right. If he had that job, it wouldn't have worked out for him. You know, like they're watching you. They've got your back, man. It doesn't feel like they do, but we'll see, like when it does happen, it all of a sudden clicks. I'm telling you, it really does. That they've got our back. Okay. Thank you so much, Austin. I appreciate you, and much love and light to you, my friend. Um, and you know, you're always welcome to, you know, your energy is always welcome here. Thank you. Virgo girl 4444, thank you so much for your donation, love. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. I'm sure you've waited a long time. I'm sure, but yeah, you've got to keep on walking. You've got to keep on turning that cranking that wheel. Absolutely. You know, I waited a long time until I started. It was a long. I want to say until my about 33 years until I finally was like, oh, like I have some blessings in my life. I definitely have blessings in my life that are starting to come fruition. You know, and sometimes it takes longer, shorter than others. Sometimes it happens much faster. But like I also think that keeping a gratuity, like a graciousness journal is important too. Just like, because that's what kept me through a lot of my hard times, was just um, you know, being mindful of all the blessings in my life too. Why am I still having dreams about Josh? What is Josh's sign, love? And Ashani, what is your sign? Oh, of course, you're a Virgo. Wait, how do I normally refer to you as, Virgo girl? I feel like I haven't referred to you as that. Josh is an Aries. Okay. Shawnee. That sounds. I was gonna say that sounds more familiar. Okay. All right, Shawnee. Let's do this. So Josh is an Aries. You are obviously Virgo. I think that's like the third time I've done that to you, Shawnee. Like, girl, what's your sign? Never mind. Okay, angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Shawnee still having dreams about Josh? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Shawnee still having dreams about Josh? When was the last time you spoke to Josh or saw him? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Shawnee still having dreams about Josh? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Shawnee still having dreams about Josh? Messengers and spirit guides. Why is Shawnee still having dreams about Josh? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Why is Shawnee still having dreams 2 summers ago? Okay, about Josh. Have I read for you and him before? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Why is Shawnee still having dreams about Josh? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Why is Shawnee still having dreams about Josh? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Why is Shawnee still having dreams about Josh? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Why is Shawnee still having dreams about Josh? Okay. Then how often do you dream about him? Like weekly, or are we talking every night? Ooh, 8 of Wands reversed. 3 of Wands. 10 of Wands reversed. The Fool and Judgment reversed. And there's been no communication between the two of you since then, has there? For the past 5 years. Okay, whoa, okay. So you've been dreaming about this person for the past 5. Okay, yeah. Let's back up. How long have you been dreaming about them, and how long has it been since you spoke to them? Oh, you're saying no. You guys haven't spoken. But whoa, for the past 5 years. Okay, that's a long time. All right. Yeah, I can't tell you. It's been 2 years since you spoke. Okay, okay. Um, God, dreams are such a pain in the butt. Because dreams can be 5 years of dreaming of him. Okay, geez, Louise, yeah. Dreams absolutely can be a conduit to the spirit realm, to intuition. They can also be a conduit to our subconscious. And depending on how deeply connected you are to it, to him subconsciously, I do see that whatever ended between the two of you, it never came to a full close with this Ten of Wands reversed. Did you ever get any like full closure with you and him? Like I feel like he's not. I'm not saying that he's the only one that you think about. That he's the only one that you've ever thought about. Like it, or obviously not saying that. I do think that there's other gentlemen that you've thought about. You know, and have dreamt about and have possibly dated since him. Which is why you're questioning, like, why do I continue these dreams? And Spirit is saying, yeah, this Three of Wands too, it's just like you can't help but continue holding at least one torch for him, if not more, because there wasn't that closure. Um, and you weren't able to process the ending. Ten of Wands reversed, Judgment reversed, whatever came to a close never was fully solid. He never gave you a real, or yeah, I'm guessing he never gave you a real reason as to why, things ended. Do you know what's going on in his life right now, or had he? Wait, so you guys haven't talked? Okay, it was 2 summers ago since you guys talked. Um, I mean, yeah, yeah, we had this the full card. It's like if he okay, if he were to come into your life again and ask you to be with him again, would you accept? Is that something you'd be interested in? Because if that's something that you're interested in, that's what's coming up. Is that it's a subconscious desire that's coming that's coming up. Um, I mean, I didn't ask if he was thinking about you. I didn't ask that directly. However, like I said, I don't know because he's really immature. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. That would yeah, that I was going to say like I was thinking the same thing. Like I feel like part of you like initially would be like, yeah, like that sounds like a great idea, but it's like, "Oh, wait. Let me think about all the reasons why things didn't work in the past, why I have my concerns as to what he's going through in his life right now, things like that." There'd be a lot to take into consideration. Um, I think like on paper immediately, like, and this is what I mean by the weirdness of our subconscious is like immediately our brain, you may be thinking of just like, and not thinking about it. I mean, like dreaming, literally. It's your subconscious might be going through some like particularly delightful, nice aspects of the beginnings of things. But I think the reality of it is, I don't think that I think you're absolutely right. Like I do not get emotional maturity from this guy. I do not get that he's on your level there in terms of emotional maturity. There is definitely a possibility that he's certainly thinking about you. I will say, because I do feel like you're a very intuitive woman, and those things don't just come completely out of nowhere. But if they have been happening continuously since you spoke, it could really be a combo of, it could possibly be a combo of the two, or it could just be a matter of he did not close things out with you. I'll tell you that. He did not close things out. He did not give you the closure you deserved. Ten of Wands reversed, Judgment reversed, didn't give you the closure you needed in the way you needed it and the way you deserved it and still do. Um, and Yeah, him being an Aries, not mature. They're the first sign in the zodiac. You know, they're very immature, and they're certainly not. I can't speak for every single Aries. I've definitely met some Aries who are emotionally mature people. But this guy, I don't get that sense, and um, I certainly hope that he's not like haunting your dreams. You know, I hope that he's not like, and it sounds like that's not the case. It's not like he's like haunting your dreams, but like it sounds like he is taking enough space in your brain, like rent free, even if it's like, you know, dreams as opposed to like daydreams or whatever. Um, I think the biggest part that we can like pinpoint here is he left you hanging, and that's also a part of the Fool upright. Is like things ended, and it was like you didn't know why. It's all about like looking out to the future. Like you were looking out to the future, and you had every reason to, and then he just like shut that down and left with immaturity, left without grace, left without giving you the information you needed and deserved. Um, and yeah, that will definitely, you know, affect someone's mindset or like thoughts about the potential with someone that was possible, you know? Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to think of like okay, well, would you like to stop dreaming about him? I can't promise that this will work. If you've probably already done it, I don't know. Knowing you and how smart you are, and like you're and you're in touchness with spirit, you've probably already done a cord cutting ritual. Have you considered that? You've probably heard it. You've probably done it, and you've probably heard of it. But maybe you haven't. If you haven't, I would definitely consider doing it. If you've done it already, I would definitely consider doing another one. Sounds like there is definitely like I said, I do think there's a possibility he is thinking about you for sure. Um, yeah, you know of it. Okay, okay. Well, it doesn't cost anything. There's one for free that I have on my community tab. It's like more of it's kind of more of a prayer than a spell. But you just speak to God, and it's all written there. It's like I can't recite it like offhand, but it basically is just like, you know, God, angels, spirit guides, please just bring anyone into my life who is going to serve my highest purpose and their highest purpose. And please remove anyone from my energetic sphere that's not going to do that. And, you know, even if he's thinking about you, which I think he is, I think he does think about you from time to time. I don't feel like spirit's definitely saying like there's something like it's not even spirit. You said it yourself. Like I would consider it, but he's really immature. You know, you would have your questions. You know, even if he was thinking about you, it's like you would still have your questions. And I think that's a big aspect here. Is like if it's been this long, like, and I believe you've definitely talked to other guys, dated other guys, and even if you haven't, like you deserve that because it's been this long, or just peace away from being dreaming about him. You know. Yeah, please do. Please do. It's free. It's on my community tab. There's also, I always tell people, like, don't ever pay, and I can't tell you what to do, but I don't recommend ever paying for someone to do spell work for you, like on Etsy or eBay or anything like that. Um, the most powerful way to accomplish spell work, if we want to accomplish it, is on our own, doing it on ourselves, or on our own, like, time and, like, energy. Um, but I really and I'm not a big fan of spell work, but that is one of the spells that I'm like totally all for. It's like if there's an unhealthy connection or a connection that's, you know, taking over your mind in some way, like you're dreaming about him, and you know, would like to not dream about him ideally, I would check it out for sure. But yeah, no, it sounds like for sure that you're much more, especially even with your Aries and Virgo. I'm just thinking like Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. Just like you're Your emotional maturity is like very, very far away. Yes, I don't want this guy. I'm gonna do one for sure. Yes, because I'm getting that energy. I was getting that energy. I'm like I get the sense that like, yeah, there is a little sliver of something for him, but it's like, ideally, no, I don't want this sliver for him. I want to move on. It's been 2 years. Like, I'm good. Like, unless like, there's something like it's meant to be, then like, let's cut this out. Let's move on to the next episode. Um, and because he would honestly, like, if he was a man, the right man for you, and he was thinking about you to the extent where like he would come forward to you, he would be that type of man, but it's taking him forever. So even if he is thinking about you, it's not serving you. You're just dreaming about him. That doesn't help you. You've got an amazing guy. I have no doubt. I have no doubt you have an amazing guy. In your horizon. And I often hear from people's spirit guides, like, unless we like close those emotional cords, it can be hard to open new pathways. It's not impossible at all. Their heart is all, and your heart is open. I feel your heart is very open. But I just think it'll move things in a legitly quicker direction, and in the direction that you are meant to be put in. Yeah, check out the one. Yeah, definitely check out the one on my community tab. Like I said, I definitely wouldn't pay for it on Etsy. But YouTube as well. Just search on YouTube like cord cutting rituals that you can do like DIY. Because I just think like paying for someone else to do it, like, not good. But yeah, I hope so too. Well, I mean, I don't hope so that I know there's another guy out there for you. But it just makes it easier to, just from personal experience, because I've done these spells, like I know, like, if your heart's like closed to someone else, it can be hard to be open to someone else. But Spirit's also got your back with that as well at the same time. But much love and light to you, Shawnee. Thank you so much for your donation, and I hope I brought you some clarity this evening. Thank you. Yeah. Just I would just like no Etsy, but just like, yeah, check YouTube, check my thing, my community tab, my thing. Oh, thank you, love. Thank you so much. All right, so I have been on for a little over 2 hours, so it is the time of night where I'm going to do the last call for any and all donations tonight. Donations. Let's see what time. It's 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock here on the West Coast, so it's 11 o'clock there on the East Coast. So yeah, if y'all have any questions that you would like to have answered this evening, I am here for you, not a problem. I'll be on again tomorrow. And hopefully by Monday, because I believe Cash App's customer service, I believe they're down for the weekend. I think they're only open on the weekend, or the weekdays. So hopefully everything will be back and kosher with Cash App, because I really liked using Cash App and will hopefully continue liking to use them in the future. But yeah, no, there was an issue and haven't been able to use them this weekend. But thank you everyone for your kindness and your flexibility, and when you have sent donations via Cash App to sending them over to PayPal, it's really, really sweet and understanding of you. Thank you. Last call, everybody, for any and all questions tonight. If you've got a question that you would like to have answered tonight, I am here for you, not a problem. Yeah. Yeah. I told Chris earlier, one of our faithful members of this channel, that I was going to record a song. I told him actually days ago, I think, that I was going to record a song for last call for any and all donations tonight. But I was like, that song would probably be really lame, and I'd have to go about recording it and such, and and such. I would have to go about recording it and such. I don't want to do that. It's a lot. I have enough things I need to take care of in my life. I don't need to make my life an utter entire toilet. Last call, everybody, for any and all donations tonight. If you have a question that you would like Miss Sophie to answer for you, I am here. If not, if you have a question tomorrow, I should totally be on tomorrow. I will, and in fact, I will. Well, you know me. I have said in the past, hey, I'm gonna be on, and something happens and I'm not on. But I will, in all likelihood, be on tomorrow. I don't see why I wouldn't be on tomorrow. But yeah, last call last night for any and all Saturday night questions you may have this evening. I would love to help you. I'd love to bring you some clarity. Last call, everybody, for any and all questions tonight. If you need something answered, let me know. Otherwise, I will catch y'all tomorrow. Excuse me, and of course, I'm always available to schedule private readings with. Yeah, so with that, I'm going to call it a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you all so very, very much for your donations, and I will see y'all again tomorrow. Bye!